of all due respect. It's the church. Well, it's the church, all due respect. Oh, baby, it's the church, of all due respect. Oh, baby, now, it's the church, of all due respect. Everybody's just here now. It's the church. We're churching.
Yeah, we're churching. We're churching hard.
Churching it hard. This is day
what?
Day what?
I don't know. This is day
26.
Day 26.
6th of March. 2020.
It's weird when you're like, what
Coming
day
at
is
you
it?
with
Because
2020
you could really, a lot of different ways you could justify the day or even say what name it is. But I mean, maybe soon we're gonna go by different date systems.
Well, prove to me that yesterday existed. For one.
I can't.
You can't.
I cannot remember it.
Nobody can. You can't. We just trust. I mean, there's proof, but there's not definitive proof.
There's
you know
proof
what I'm
in
saying?
my memory.
But.
And proof.
On.
Well, I mean, how do you prove anything, really? Probable cause, reasonable doubt.
Yeah.
Word of mouth.
Reasonable doubt, exactly.
Reasonable doubt is my new motto. We got
a lot of good topics for you guys today. We're going to continue on with our island. What are we calling this segment?
We're cruising to this. We don't have a name for it.
We're checking out all the main towns on Vancouver Island because that's where we're from, and
that's where we're from.
That's where we are right now. We can't go anywhere.
We can't leave.
Nobody in the world can go anywhere right now. This is an historical time.
No one can come here, can they?
No.
Can you even come here on the ferries or leave on the ferries?
Gabriola, for sure you can't.
You cannot.
They say do not go to Gabriola.
Yeah.
That's the Gabriola report. But Gabriola is not the little community that we're focusing in on today.
No.
We're going up the list backwards alphabetically. Last time was Zabelos. If you want to know about everything you need to know about Zabelos, check out our last episode.
Everything you need to know is there.
It's amazing. It's really great.
We covered it all.
We covered bocce.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty extensive.
And now we're going to cover which place?
Ucluelet.
Wait. Say that again?
Ucluelet.
Okay.
I did better the second time.
Yeah, you did.
I've said it about 1 million times, but I still have trouble with it every once in a while.
It's one of those words that it's hard. Sometimes you say it and you're like, it's kind of like Iqaluit.
Exactly.
What
There's
the
a lot of
fuck's
these
that
Canadian names that
we don't know.
They have those vowels really in interesting places. Ucluelet. You don't normally have two L's that close together, but sometimes you do.
I always thought it was Ucluelet. I always say Ucluelet.
Yeah, some people say Ucluelet. Because it's pronounced Yuki for short.
Yeah, because some people don't even say the extra L. They just have one L in there. Ucluelet is what
I've heard
some
that
people
too.
say.
I've heard that
That's what
too.
a lot of people say. I would say that's maybe the majority of people say that I hear.
Yeah.
But it's Ucluelet.
Yeah.
Ucluelet?
Get a clue.
We don't know even.
Well, it's an old place.
It's an old place.
It's the First Nations, the Ucluelet Nation, has been living there for over 4,300 years. There's probably longer history than that. Unfortunately, we don't really know much because of how much devastation happened when the Europeans came. But there is some information out there, we just don't know it. So all the information that we have about it comes after 1899.
1899, yeah.
1899.
Well, what happened then?
Well, that's when Europe's first boats came to Ucluelet and they whaled here. And in the first winter of 1899, they took up to 90 whales in one winter.
90 whales in one winter.
That's crazy.
That's a lot of
too many whales.
That's a lot of whales, and it makes you think, because that's not a very big area.
No, it's small.
It's that bay.
Yeah.
It's not a big bay. And they got 90 whales around that area in one winter, which is not only a few months. And when you think about how many whales they were getting from that area, and you think about if they never did that, how much whales we would have now. How many whales?
At least 90 more whales.
At least 90 more. And then, but they would they use them for oil? So they wouldn't have that much oil.
They would have used them for lamp oil.
So those whales are in a lot of things.
Yeah.
Those whales could be in that.
They are. Yeah, they're in
anything.
Yeah.
Anything I pointed to. And what happened this year because of the virus?
Well,
the
it's
Whale
a safe.
Festival.
Yeah, Whale Fest is postponed. Until
Maybe fall.
Maybe
and
fall.
Maybe not, guys.
we don't
Maybe
know
they're
how
just
long
gonna
this
be
is
like
gonna last.
in fall. They're gonna be like, nah, let's just wait till spring.
Yeah.
Because at that point, you might as well just wait. If you're gonna like have another festival.
But it's a safe zone right now, so
it's a safe zone.
They're doing okay as long as nobody fucks it up for them.
Don't
fuck it up for
there.
Ucluelet.
Yeah, whales only right now.
Just whales. More whales can go. If you're a whale,
a lot of whales.
Any whale listeners out there,
Which there are a lot.
Head on
we
that
see
way.
You.
Shout out to my whales.
That wasn't a very good whale thing that I did.
Yeah, that was pretty rude of you to say. Ucluelet in Nuchalnuth means people of the safe harbor.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it's still a safe harbor even now.
It is still that way. Yeah, you're right. Even in these worldly events, it's holding true to its name.
Yeah.
A safe harbor. Safe hold. Wow, that's crazy. It had this connection to the Butchart Gardens.
Yeah. What was that? Because the guy... No, there wasn't any connection.
It was a vague connection. Gardens were popular around that time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's really the core of what we were finding out, is that around that time, botanical gardens, it was around 1890s.
Yeah,
1888 was
is when that other guy was doing it.
And he had a crazy garden. Douglas Fraser.
Yeah, because that guy.
No, not Douglas Fraser. That's a friend that I know. Or
no, but the guy Fraser. Well, hi Douglas Fraser. But the Fraser guy, this guy, he made so many. For 45 years, he was doing gardens that people were coming in there seeing, and that's how she goes until he died. But then, he got. He was from Victoria, and there was another guy in Victoria.
That's right.
Who was the Butchart, Mr. Butchart.
Yeah.
And
was during the same time, 1890.
Yeah.
1890.
In the 1890s.
Yeah.
And he came over from Ontario because he wanted to be a cement maker.
And there was a bunch of limestone out
deposits.
Here. Yeah.
What was it? What was
limestone
the word?
Deposits.
What did it say?
He depleted it.
It was. Didn't it say it was? There was some kind of fun word they used.
I don't remember.
I don't know.
But so this guy depleted all the limestone out in Victoria.
Yeah.
And guess what? His wife, Jenny.
She
was like, you can't leave this shit.
You can't leave this.
It's ugly as fuck. It's a scab on the earth now, and you did this, my hubby.
Yeah, she said that. All like that. It was quoted on the website, and she said it. And then he was like, "Okay, Jenny. Well, we'll build a garden." And Jenny built a garden, and he was like, "This is some dope shit, Jenny." And then so he went and he got all these decorative birds. And he brought them over, and he got real birds. And then he was like training pigeons, and he had peacocks.
Trained pigeons and peacocks. This place started popping off.
Yeah.
Like crazy. No one had seen anything like this before. One of those old school Victorian gardens.
Yeah.
And guess what? Somebody in 1930 inherited it at the age of 21. He's the grandson, right?
He was their grandson.
So it's been in the family. And I think it's still in the family.
Yeah, their great granddaughter is owning it now.
That's crazy.
They have fireworks there now.
They do.
Show. They have like all these great events. Over 1 million people visited there.
I used to live so close to it, but I never went through it.
In the Butchart Gardens.
Yeah, I'd always drive past it. And...
So beautiful. You never went?
No.
Wow.
I lived right next to it for over a year.
I'm one of the millions.
Yeah, they get millions every year. That's hard to believe.
That's funny.
That's crazy.
I even have like a bad memory there. That's how I've been.
There's almost 1 million people that live on Vancouver Island. Did you know that?
Almost 1 million.
Yeah.
But never gonna get there.
I mean, we'll probably get there.
No. Not now.
Not if I have anything to do with it.
Mm-mm. But then what happened?
He
trained pigeons.
Yeah,
Did I say that?
I wish we had more information about the pigeon training.
They didn't mention a lot about the pigeon training, but I've been hearing a few people mention training pigeons recently in my life.
Yeah.
And
Here, you take that. You can put it up here.
and that's interesting. Not just because I've heard it a few times and I haven't heard it before ever really, but a lot of people have been like, yeah, I just like go, you know, and train the pigeons to do stuff by giving them food. But I mean, does that mean you're a lonely person?
Yeah, I mean, that's why I'm training my cat to shake a paw. It's because of loneliness. Mm-hmm. Anybody who's training their cat, they're lonely.
Yeah.
Hey, guess what?
Let's be
I'm
honest about
just kidding.
that one.
I'm training him to shake a paw because, you know, people say cats aren't very good at being trained, but they are. He's easy to train.
Yeah.
He just needs those temptations. Those things are like kitty crack.
Yeah, once you give anyone crack, they'll do whatever you want.
Yeah.
It's basically, once you find the goods, they'll do whatever you want in order for that goods. So, like, the same's with people. I was watching a show.
Same's with people.
Same's with people. Yeah, I said it. I've been watching a show recently. On the last episode of this podcast, I was talking about lion and tiger trainers and what it would be like that. And then, I found a show that's very popular now on Netflix.
Oh yeah, I keep hearing all about it. Yeah.
Tiger King. I bet you've heard about it because it's sweeping the world by taking it by storm.
I feel like every podcast is talking about.
Yeah, everyone, because it's
Tiger
worth talking
King.
about. It's insane. It's insane, dude. Okay, so he got all these tigers.
Yeah.
He's got like over 200 tigers, and he's got these two husbands, which is the craziest thing. Is he just gave all these guys just like a bunch of meth and weed, and guns, and trucks and stuff, and then they just like married him.
Whoa.
I know.
That's an insane dowry.
Not even gay.
Whoa.
Yeah.
They're just like.
It was revealed later.
Oh wow! That's
Yeah.
taking like legalizing gay marriage and finding like loopholes in the system to.
Being like, I'm
That's
just gonna pay these guys to be
interesting,
my.
wow.
Well, you can't marry two people anywhere. I don't think. Can you?
Yeah, some places you can marry.
Some places you can marry.
Yeah,
Have a three marriage.
That's why I think maybe Utah. That's why some places have. I don't want to say the wrong Mormon. Is that the one with a lot of wife?
Sure.
Mennonites, I think, is another one.
No, I think it's Mormon.
Yeah, I think Mennonites as well.
Not all Mormons are doing that.
No.
Just polygamists, you know.
You know, and like I don't think that should be illegal. Like,
No.
That's silly.
It's so silly.
Why is the government all up in trying
All
to
up in
control
marriage.
how people have relationships?
Yeah, marriage is first of all is a weird legal thing.
Yeah.
And then to say you can't do it a bunch of times, but you can do it one time? Silly. But people are doing it.
Yeah.
They're doing it anyway. They're living in mountains and they're having multiple wives, and it's just the truth. But
Right.
this guy, he's having multiple tigers, multiple husbands.
Yeah.
And then, but he's, being kind of abusive.
To the tigers?
And the husbands.
Oh, they're all getting abused. I
Yeah,
mean,
like
tigers need to be in the
emotionally.
wild, I think.
Oh yeah, well he's just making more tigers in his zoo, in his house.
He sells them to people?
Yeah, or he just murders them.
He just murders the tigers?
Yeah, like if he
Oh,
just wants
man.
them to, like he's like, I can't make money off this baby tiger anymore, because like they make them so people can pet them, and that's
Right.
how they make money. So they like get people to pet little baby
Seems
tigers.
Such a
Which is
small-minded thing to be
crazy,
doing.
because like if I went somewhere and they were like, here's this like newborn animal, I'd be like, this is
What?
crazy
Yeah,
that
be like, what the
that
fuck?
you have this right now
Yeah.
out here away from its mother.
Mm.
And like that like everyone isn't like that is pretty scary, because they just want a picture with a cute little baby.
Mm-hmm.
But also like the way they were doing it was like just going around with a baby and then just put it up to people's face, and they'd have someone taking pictures right away, so it's like they just have it. Like, there's your baby tiger, and then bam, you got a picture with a tiger, but you didn't even like do anything.
It's
they just
like
put it by your face.
It's like a fake memory in a way.
Yeah.
It's like just like that's the thing about pictures. Like they're one small moment, and the nice thing about a really good picture is that you get some sort of idea of a story, of a bigger story that it's representing. You know what I mean? That's what those are the most powerful pictures that we can think of. You know,
Exactly.
and like that's like somebody's just totally missing the point. That's kind of like what I messaged you the other day about that Tibetan Buddhist perspective on how they might value art relative to how we value art. How it's like they look at the growth of spirit that the artist went through during the process of creation, of creating that piece.
Yeah.
And like, what's that kind of story is that piece representing there, you know?
Yeah, and like, how much, what does the story tell behind the art? Because I feel like if you find a piece of art and you're like, wow, that means a lot to me, and you try to find the backstory of it, and there isn't any, but you just really want that backstory for a piece of art, it's so much more valuable when you have that. And when it just doesn't have that at all, it's like, that's just so much of a piece of music for me. Like, if I'm learning a song, to know why the person wrote it is so much more valuable in learning the song than if I just don't know what the song is intended for at all. Because my interpretation of it is important, but it's not like when you have the intention of the art as well. I think it just brings it so much more together.
I can absolutely agree. Every piano piece that I've learned from an artist like Tchaikovsky or Bach or some of the artists that I've been into in the last couple of years, learning about the story and about their place in history, and learning about what culture in general was like during their time, and what sort of emotional motivations they would have been having, and all that kind of stuff. It lets you connect with the music on a much deeper level.
Just like what's going on in their personal world and like the world in general. So interesting, because that's influencing the art that we make all the time. You can't make art without those things influencing you most of the time. So wow, so interesting. And what have we here?
That's some of the kombucha.
Some kombucha that you have made.
Yeah, you're kind of questioning it.
I was questioning the taste.
Yeah, I think it's good. Have another taste. What do you think? What makes it weird? Let me have a taste.
I don't know. You talk too much.
Oh my goodness. It's definitely not weak. It's strong kombucha.
That's the thing. It's getting stronger. I worry that it'll get stronger than me, and I'll drink it and it'll just erode.
You'll become a SCOBY.
Yeah, like it'll be acidic. But it's nice, right? It's
I like it.
It's refreshing.
Yeah.
The ice does help.
Energizing, refreshing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kombucha's great.
Kombucha's so great.
How do you make kombucha, Kirst?
Health benefits. Well, you get a SCOBY, which
What's
is
that?
the bacteria, which you make it from like a bunch of sugar and tea.
Bacteria? What do you mean?
Like it's like yeast. Like from like how people are. It's like that. Like how when you are sitting in like if you put a towel over your body and then a blanket over your body for 14 days and you didn't move, you would have a lot of a fermentation going on. You would smell a lot stronger. You'd have a lot of sweat coming off, a lot of liquid. And that's kind of what's happening.
That's basically the drink that we're making.
So you leave it for 2 weeks, and then all that, it makes a SCOBY, and that's, I don't understand the process fully in words, but in my mind, and maybe in a picture, I could.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
sometimes. That's what it is. I mean, you get the yeast.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's an alive thing. It needs food. Yeah. And so it eats the sugar.
Mm-hmm.
And then it shits
Eats the
out
sugar.
the vinegar and the other stuff.
Yeah, it can taste really
B
vinegary.
vitamins. Yeah, it makes it vinegary. It ferments it.
Ferments it.
It's just a typical fermentation process. You could probably use that same yeast to make beer.
Yeah.
But it loves tea.
Yeah.
The tannins?
Tannins.
It likes the tannins in the tea.
The tannins in the tea. And it likes to be made in glass.
Yeah.
Don't put it in plastic.
Yeah, I'm making mine in a metal pot right now. It's a copper exterior, stainless steel interior.
That might be why it tastes different.
I think that's probably why it tastes different, but it's still, to me, it still tastes healthy. It just definitely does taste different.
Different.
Slightly different.
Mm-hmm. And then you use metal spoons.
Yeah.
Or wooden, not plastic.
Even wood, I probably wouldn't do.
I don't think you use wooden. Yeah, I said that. I don't think you should.
Metal's probably the best way to go. Anything that doesn't have bacteria on it.
Mm-hmm.
But it does have an immune system of its own, too, so it's not as stringent as, say, mushroom culturing or something like that, where you need to be very careful because they have little...
You can't contaminate it.
Yeah, they have no defense mechanisms at that time.
Yeah.
But kombucha, you can't really contaminate it either, but it's a little more forgiving.
I had a batch fermenting in my kitchen, and my ferret actually fell into it.
Oh my god.
So it did get contaminated with that.
And did it go bad?
I don't think so. I still served it to people at Christmas.
Oh. That was really nasty. Should sing a song about that.
Peter fell in my vat. Oh, kombucha vat. Yeah, I broke that vat, so it'll never happen again. You're welcome, world.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome for that one.
What's next on our topic?
Yeah, what do we got? Bradshaw.
Oh,
Can you talk about that for a little while?
Okay, so here's the deal. Here's the deal, you guys. My last name, is Bradshaw. That's what it legally is and truthfully is.
Wow.
From the world. That's what it tells me.
Yeah.
That's my name.
Yeah, you didn't decide.
I didn't decide. That's just what it is. And isn't that fun?
It's like an address.
Yeah, it's like it's not you. It's just it's like
your body's address.
Yeah, exactly. It's like they had to call it something.
Yeah.
They couldn't just. Yeah, they can't just like let these things just go out unnamed out into the world, unidentified. No.
Little points of awareness.
Yeah, no. Gotta tag it. Yeah. So the origin of this name, I think it's English.
Mm-hmm.
Or like old English.
All the Bradshaws. Yeah, it sounds like old English.
Yeah. And it means big or broad. The brad
broad, part, right.
And shaw as like a little shrub.
So people named Brad, that means they're just broad?
Yeah.
Okay. And Shaw, I've never heard that used as bush ever before, but...
But think about it in old-timey English times.
No, I could see it.
They're like, look at that Shaw over there.
Yeah, like, oh, he's out in the Shaw.
Look at that Shaw. Look at that broad Shaw. Broad Shaw. And then they'd be like, Spraw, Shaw. No, they didn't sing that.
No.
It wasn't invented yet.
Not yet.
But Bradshaw was.
Yeah.
Brad, Big Bush.
Big Bush.
So that's what my last name means.
Wow.
And my first name means follower of Christ.
There you go. So, follower of Christ. A broad follower of Christ. Thicket.
A thicket.
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 Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thicket.
Yeah, so that's pretty interesting, I thought.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
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 Your other last name means forest.
My other last name, that's not my last name, but it could be if different decisions were made. Forest.
Yeah.
Which is also another name for a big bush.
You can't get around it. You're a big bush.
How did this happen, you guys?
Big bush woman.
A big bush woman.
She's a big bush woman.
Yeah.
She's a big bush woman, baby. She's got that big bush, baby. Huh. Bush is so big, bush is so big, bush is so big. Oh, getting lost in the bush. Oh, getting lost in the bush. Bush is so big, bush is so big, bush is so big. Oh, I always got hair in my mouth. I'm coughing up hairballs. The bush is so big, bush is so big, bush is so big.
Well, yeah. Okay. And that's a song.
That was just a song.
That was just a song.
An unrelated tune. It really has nothing to do.
That was just a song that he already wrote about.
I wrote that one
else.
when I was 7 years old.
A long time ago when he saw Big Bush.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the biggest bush you've ever seen, do you think?
I don't know, you ever watch like Japanese porn?
No, not really.
In real life, not a lot of people have big bushes these days.
No, just me. It's my name. Have to.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people have big bushes these days. Is that a fact?
Yeah, it seems majority
Can we take
of
a
people.
poll? We should have taken a poll.
We should have done that earlier.
God
Dang it.
damn
We'll do it later.
We gotta get on these polls.
Yeah, I mean, biggest bush.
Biggest bush. How big?
Probably like this big. Probably like that thick. You know? What about you?
I don't know.
I had a pretty big bush for a long time. Probably my own bush.
Yeah,
at a
that's what I
certain
was
point.
going to say. Probably my own.
You ever fluff it up? You ever get a brush?
Yeah, I used to have like a nice bush going on. Like, so nice. And then I got it all waxed off.
Oh, yeah.
And the lady was like, wow, you got a lot of hair here. And I was like, yeah, that's a cool thing to say. I didn't know if I asked. I definitely didn't. But she told me that. And then, and said, don't worry, it's not going to come back this thick ever again. I was like, that's not a problem. I'm just here to try it out, see what all this fuss is about, see if it's fun or not.
Right.
See if it sparks anything.
Yeah.
Within,
Yeah. And?
No, it was like fun, it was like it hurt, but in a kind of a fun way.
Mm-hmm.
Not like, not nothing sexual, but just like, it was like, that hurt.
Mm.
But it's kind of like nice to be in a lot of pain sometimes, maybe that's just me. But then, and then I was like, that, and then never again will I probably do that for a while.
Yeah.
And then, because it was just like, it was expensive and there was kind of no point in doing it.
A lot of trust involved.
No, like, it was just like, there was just no point in doing it. Like, it was
Couldn't
just
you
like...
do it yourself? If you wanted to?
Yeah, but like, I just don't.
What do you think about
care.
that there's an individual who, I think, brought a case to... the Supreme Court or something like that, but
Okay.
They were transitioning from male to female, I believe, and wanted to get their scrotum waxed, and this place only did females only, and they identified as a female, but and so they took them to court.
Right.
So yeah, I mean.
Well, then what you got to be saying is female genitals only.
Yeah, I get specific.
That's what you got to be saying. You got to be like, this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
If it looks like this, no.
Yeah.
Looks like this, yeah.
But I mean, any company has the right to refuse customers, you know, unless it's for like racial or, you know,
I feel like something like that,
prejudicial
like,
reasons.
Like, just like someone just doesn't want to wax your scrotum. Like maybe you just have to accept that sometimes.
Yeah, like
and
how?
Like, I'm not trying to. I'm saying everyone.
I would never, ever.
I would never want
put that on somebody
to
else.
be discriminated against, but I would also never expect anyone to like
wax your scrotum.
To be
to
just be I'd be like, okay, you don't do that. That's fine, and I would walk away, and I would do it myself, or find someone else to do it, or realize that is in itself an amenity and a privilege, and not.
I've never even heard of waxing scrotums before. That seems dangerous as fuck to do that. Like when you're waxing. Yeah. Like, is there a chance that you're gonna like? How sticky is that wax?
That the people don't know how.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah.
That's probably why they don't want
true. That's a fair point. You know,
they're like, we don't do.
I don't know how.
We don't do those parts here.
Split my bag open.
We can do some labes. We can't do. Nuh-uh.
Can't be.
Not on the nuts.
It's too much soft skin.
But isn't it the same skin?
Yeah, but there's more.
Yeah, you can't. Even like I wouldn't want it. Yeah, like it's delicate. You don't want to be waxing.
Got the balls in there. You can't be like doing anything crazy. You know.
Not.
And it's just...
No, and they like to juggle your genitals when they wax you. And that's the thing. They're like, we can't do that with the balls. And then that's a big problem for them.
Yeah.
They're like, if we can't juggle you, we don't want to.
Yeah. I would just put them up inside of me. And then just go about it that way. Be like, you know, are they really balls?
Are they really? Because it's just flappiness.
Yeah, it's just a mysterious flap.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
How easy is that to put the balls in it back up inside?
I mean, you can hold them there. Sometimes if you get a real good erection, a lot of guys' balls will sort of like go up, you know. And there's like I've heard that they can go very far up.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
Yeah, I've never experienced that, but
way back up in.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Because they, you know, they had to travel. They had to travel from around here where they used to be ovaries, and then and there's still that pathway. There's still a pathway there. It's true. Your balls are ovaries,
guys. They go back
guys.
up into your ovaries.
Yeah. Well, they take the same pathway where they used to be. You know what I'm saying? You know, they take the trip.
Yeah, I remember the first time I heard someone being like, "Yeah, I had to squeeze my ball out of my body." I was like, "Oh, what?"
Yeah,
that's alarming. They don't tell you that in school.
No, and the thing is, they always talk about this like balls dropping thing.
And
my balls were always hanging low and loose. Ever since I can remember, if it was cold, not so much, but if it was warm, you know, they definitely would be dropped. I never remember them not being dropped, but I didn't experience this balls going up inside of me until I was like almost 20 or something like that. And I was like, oh my god.
Oh.
Then I did a quick internet search and lo and behold.
Because you didn't even know that it happened.
So much about my own body. I had no idea. Like, how common is that for people?
The real shit you gotta go through on your own.
Man. I was just double checking that microphone was still going.
Yeah.
It's good.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the craziest thing about like school when they teach you about the human body is like really not about helping you at all.
Yeah.
Cause like they don't tell you things you need to know. Like, cause like.
What do you think was some of the things that you wish they ran over with you about what happened to your body?
I wish. Oh man. Okay. Yeah. Like they don't talk about like everything that happens. Like during your period, I guess. Like they don't. They kind of like say that you're gonna be. like, I don't know, they don't really explain, like, PMS and how it happens and, like, what's actually happening there, I feel like, really.
Yeah.
And, like, that you should, or, like, encourage any kind of, like, like, they don't really encourage you to, like, keep track of that and, like, learn about your own cycle. Like, every person is, like, different, you know? Like, like, they kind of say that, like, well, sometimes people are just gonna be...
I always heard that, like, I always hear that from, I guess probably from, like, Oprah and shit when I was younger, where, like, she would have guests on that would say stuff like, a woman has to get to know her period and, like, get to know that cycle, and it's like meeting an individual. It's like getting to know another individual, just as, they might have their characteristics and certain personality traits and stuff like that, and, like, that's sort of at least this lady's interpretation.
Yeah.
And I always thought about that when I was younger. It really mystified women's periods, and, like, whenever that would be, like, mentioned around me, it was always like,
yeah,
I have no idea.
Because you're like, because they say that, like, you just gotta know, but you're like, how?
Yeah.
Like, how do you know?
Yeah.
Like, you just, like, keep track of certain things that are going on at certain times of the month, and then you know that when, like, you get just, like, really angry and you want to break stuff, that's just because you are gonna have your period, not because you actually want to break stuff.
Is that what happens to you? You get real angry?
I used to get that rage within when I was, like, a teenager.
The inner rage.
I would get so mad that I would just want to just fucking yell and break stuff, and I was like, whoa, like, it was something that was so, like, not normal for me to feel that way, and I was like, this is out of control. But I was like, this must be the hormones they're talking about. Yeah. Because, like, I remember one time just yelling at my dad about, like, preheating the oven or something. It was like, it was so stupid, and I knew it was stupid, and I just yelled at him, and I was like, wow.
Oh, man.
I remember feeling so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah, because I was like, I don't know what's happening
so
right
many
now.
of those moments.
Yeah, like, I was like, I don't know why I did that. That made no sense.
Yeah.
But I was like, I feel like there's going to be a lot more of these moments.
Yeah, I wish they would have told guys that they have a hormonal cycle as well, and there's going to be upswings and downswings that you can actually get to know as well, really similar to a menstrual cycle.
Yeah.
The menstrual cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, like how we're synced up now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hanging out too much.
Yeah.
You just let me know when I'm feeling crazy.
Kind of a bitch today.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Because sometimes it's like a week in advance it's starting, you know? Like, you kind of just, like, you gotta know.
Yeah.
For yourself.
Yeah.
When it's happening.
Totally. Yeah, and it's just like, why is today, like, a particularly rough day? Like, what is going on? Like, I just, like, and then it's just like, oh, okay. That makes it a lot easier to deal with in a way.
That's how I know that it's hormone related. If it's, like, if I'm, like, upset and I, like, to the point of crying for no reason. I'm like, I can't find the reason. Like, I'm like, why are you crying right now? Because usually you can be like, I know what made me start crying, but then when you're like, I literally don't know.
What? Just light that sage up again. Pass me that sage.
This guy's dropping salmon oil farts in here.
Salmon oil?
Yeah. Yeah, no, it tastes better now. The kombucha does.
Yeah.
I also wish they told us about menopause a little bit more. Okay. Because I know we were teenagers, but they kind of didn't really, like, tell us anything. Yeah. Because they're like, you don't need to know about this, but it's like, yeah, but, like, every, like, grown woman is going through this right now. So it would be nice if we could have, like, known that was what was going on, you know? Yeah. Like, because my mom was going through that, and I didn't know.
Oh, yeah.
Necessarily, like, what that was like, and I still don't really as much as I...
Well... Your mom could probably...
I will one day.
She could probably tell you a lot about it.
Yeah. Well, I guess I lived through a lot of it with her.
Yeah.
What it was like.
Yeah, well, you know your perspective of it.
Yeah.
You don't know her perspective of it.
It's true. It's
Yeah.
true. It was probably so crazy.
Yeah, and like, yeah, it's probably good to know what it might be like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy to think of like what women in your family went through in the same way that I went through. Cause like my grandma one time she was like, have you fallen off the roof yet? I was like, what? And she's like, that's what we used to call getting your period. Cause it's like once you fall off the roof, you're hurt and you can never not fall off the roof again. I was like, what? It was something like that, like a crazy. I was like, that's so.
I wonder how common that is. I wonder how
fell off the roof.
Each generation.
Something just horrible for that. Like that's weird. It was always how in the older times it was associated with something really bad happening to you. It was like that. Oh, you're not a cool kid anymore. Yeah. You dumb lady. Like you fell off the roof.
Yeah.
You're not fun anymore.
Yeah. And like I think like we come from a lot of British history and heritage, and like I feel like women, especially through the Victorian ages, were like portrayed as being like hysterical and crazy, but really like they were like extremely suppressed, and the ways that men and women evolved around each other, all the things that they would have contributed and been an equal part of, everything was just like suppressed like crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, man, yeah.
And they just wanted to fuck. But then they said like these women are crazy, like they have hysteria, and then so they invented vibrators because they were just like, this will help.
Yeah, that's so true.
Did.
Yeah.
It did.
That's so true. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because women were crazy. So they were like, let's fix that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Aren't we grateful? Yeah.
Very much so.
Thank you, women of the past, for pioneering for us, doing what we couldn't do. Yeah.
Yeah. Do we got anything else on the talking?
The talking list?
On the talking list?
Let me see.
Poolsland. Talked about that a little bit on the podcast before.
Did we?
I have before.
You wrote Heaven on Earth. Oh, because I said that.
Yeah.
Because those people were walking and they were holding hands. And it said Heaven on Earth for Ucluelet.
Right.
I was like, well, if you go to Ucluelet, someone might hold your hand.
That's true. That's a good chance.
Not right now.
Not right now, mate. Probably not.
Don't go there. Maybe in the summertime.
Poolsland, though.
Poolsland.
That's an interesting place.
That.
Yeah. I was working down in Ucluelet a couple summers ago.
Yeah.
And I was trying to find some marijuana. And I didn't know where to get any, because I was working and living there, but I didn't have any connections. So everybody was saying, go to Poolsland.
Go to Poolsland.
Go to Poolsland. I just kept on hearing this name, Poolsland.
You're like,
and
what?
so I went and found some directions, asked around, got some directions, and showed up there. It was out in the boonies, out in the forest, and you drive up on this dirt road to this entrance, and there's a big canoe sort of archway that you walk underneath, and then it's like Peter Pan's jungle in there. My friend Case and I, we were both working there, and we walked through there, and there's like people like playing music everywhere. It's the heavy Quebecois
Oh yeah.
okay. Population in there. It seemed to be around like 60 or 70% French folk, and there was a lot of art and culture and dancing and music and food going on and stuff like that. But it was grubby there for sure. Like there was trailers and tents, and most of them you can live there for free. I guess that's the main part of this place.
Right. And
they'll pay you, and you can do labor there, and you can stay for doing labor, and they'll pay you drugs too. And I think it's mostly just natural drugs like mushrooms and weed.
Right.
Yeah, it's a crazy place. So if you ever need to live somewhere for free, I mean, it's crazy to think that there's an option there. Yeah, exactly. Everybody might need to be moving into pools then pretty soon.
Yeah. Yikes.
Yikesy.
Yeah, but it's fine to, not have any source of income for a few months, right?
Well, yeah, it was kind of like what we were saying earlier. Like, it's all relative. The
all
money
relative.
only has value. It's only relative,
Yeah.
right? Value is only relative.
And if you start banging your landlord,
If
what is money?
Having sex with your landlord. Yeah.
Can you live there for free?
Yeah.
That's my question.
Yeah, I'll buy my landlord for sure. If she's into it, hell yeah. Hell
Yeah, if she's into it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if I know I'm doing it for survival. I feel like,
You're like, I'll do this.
fucking for survival. Yeah.
Fucking for survival. Now that's when you know you gotta do it.
What's my cat doing?
Is he outside?
He is outside. Oh, he's pooping.
You guys are so alike.
I got nothing. I just not feeling that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I was just feeling some power chords a little bit. And I was like,
Yeah. Get into it. You cracking your ears?
Oh, yeah. You ever crack your ears?
I do.
I
I crack my ears.
It's called fascial release when you do that kind of stuff.
I need some fascial release.
Because we have
Oh yeah.
we have this layer of skin, or this layer part of our skin, right underneath the main chunk of it, and it's in between the muscles and the skin, and that's called your fascia.
My fascia.
And you can roll it. There's called fascial rolling when you do stuff like this, and you sort of roll your skin, and doing it across the thighs, it hurts like a bitch, but it's so good for you.
It hurts like a motherfucking bitch.
And then you separate it all. That would probably help with your legs feeling really stiff. You probably have a lot of fascial connective tissues there.
Really work it out.
Yeah, exactly. You work it out, and then it's really painful to do, but it makes them feel way better. You get a lot more limber right away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ah.
And then,
Ah.
you can't, it's easier to crack your own ears.
Yeah, I don't think I could crack somebody else's ears.
It's hard. It's harder
Have
to
you
know.
tried?
Yeah, it's harder to know.
Because you have to pull very hard. Like on my ears, I have to pull quite hard to do it.
It doesn't feel good pulling that hard on someone else's ear.
No, I wouldn't feel comfortable doing that.
No, I know. It
But
doesn't
you
feel
could.
comfortable.
Isn't it weird how surprisingly hard you can pull on your ears?
Sometimes you think, like, can I pull this off?
Is this gonna come off?
Can I just pull this right off if I try?
Can you make parts of your body longer just by pulling them?
Can you?
I don't know. The proof is in the pudding.
The panty pudding. Am I right?
Oh, baby. Spread some of that.
Oh, yeah. I might make some pudding tonight. Just regular salted caramel pudding.
The vegan?
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
It's gonna be good.
Good.
Maybe.
What is this that thing that you're holding?
I don't know. What is it?
It came from my grandpa. And it is a...
What did he do with this?
It's an old school plumber's torch.
But what did he do with this?
I think he probably used it back in the day.
For what?
Welding pipes together. Welding copper and lead pipes together.
Just kidding.
Put a bunch of oil in it. You got a hand pump. You pump it up like that.
You pump it up like that. You pump it up.
It needs
It needs just a little bit of oil.
It has...
Oh, it's oily.
Is it? No, it's a little bit. A little bit is. But
it's oily. Yeah, I see that. It's a bit lubed up.
It needs new washers in it. It doesn't hold pressure anymore because back in the day they used leather washers as sealers rather
You
than
think
rubber.
that SCOBY would work?
That's what I was thinking.
You were thinking that?
We should do more leather working with our scobies.
That's funny.
Our old scobies.
We always come to the same conclusions
I
about
know.
things.
Yeah, I love this thing. Yep.
I actually am going to hold it.
Yeah. Yep. That's cool. It's alright.
And that is how...
That's how you keep it going. Should we give a shout out to our sponsors?
Yeah.
When you need to lie. Oh, that sounds so bad.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try it again.
I like it.
When you need to light it up, get your grease candles.
When you need to light it up, get your grease candles and light 'em up. In your house and at Christmas and it's dark outside and you need some light and there's no candles inside. You get your grease from the dinner that you had last night and it's the bacon grease, but you put it in a jar and it's fine because you put in a wick and then you lit it and then it was a candle.
Yeah, so grease candles. We want to give a big shout out to grease candles.
Shout out to grease candles. Thank you so much, grease candles.
When it's you can't afford to pay your electricity bill, you just light up a grease candle. I feel like you're trying to be my twin right now. You like that?
Yeah, I am.
Twin sister.
You like this game?
No. Yeah, grease candles.
Grease candles.
You can donate
There's
jars. Greasecandles.org. What was our other sponsor that we got?
Our other no, it's not a candle sponsor. We only have one candle sponsor. What is it? What are they?
What is it? We had it the last episode. It was right there.
They're gonna be so mad at us.
I know. Oh well.
Well,
We'll get them later.
Sorry, guys.
Sorry, I'm gonna fuck that one up. Oh wow.
Fucking no.
So if you want to sponsor us,
If you want to sponsor us,
you'll get the big ups, the best big ups. We won't forget you.
I would like to do a shout out to listentograpes.com.
What's
They've
that?
been really good to me. They just listen to grapes.
Okay.
You listen to grapes. Sounds of grapes.
Yeah.
The sounds that grapes make when you put them together.
Mm-hmm.
When you put them alone in a room for a week. That one's pretty quiet. But listentograpes.com.
Yeah, check out, we're coming up with a new ASMR album soon. It's called Brown.
It's called Brown.
And,
The color brown.
And we want you guys to check that out, so stay tuned for that. It's going to be hot when that drops.
It's going to be so hot.
Yeah. Man, I really wish we remembered our other sponsor.
I wish we'd written them down. Like,
I know.
On the wall or something, we should have it.
Oh, Not Kombucha. That's who it was.
Oh, right.
Thanks, Not Kombucha.
I was thinking it was kombucha related, but I didn't say that.
It was kombucha. Well, it's not kombucha related.
Because it's not. Right.
Exactly.
It was not
That's
kombucha. That's where I was in my mind.
It's not kombucha.
What is that?
Well, they're definitely not kombucha.
Yeah, they're definitely not. I can tell that by the name.
They do deliver, though.
What do they deliver?
Not kombucha.
That's great.
Yeah.
And they take what? Bottle donations.
Yeah, they take bottle donations. Is that what you meant? They take bottle donations. Is that what you meant? Bottles and cans, people.
What? What did I mean? I don't know.
Cement?
Don't put your hand in there.
Woo, baby. It's got some soot. That's some old soot. That feels nasty. Put your finger. It seems dangerous.
Can it go all the way in?
No, it stops at a certain point. Why don't you try sticking your finger in it? You can see.
No, my finger will go farther in.
No, it's fine. Look, it's perfectly clean.
It's brown.
Look at how dirty this thing runs.
You can see where it hit the rim of the next part.
I know. Rim in it.
Brown. It's brown rim in there.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
We'll check in with all you later, and we love you.
Coming at you.
And I miss hanging out with you guys.
I miss you guys.
Stay tuned for more shit, like merch, more episodes. We're gonna be coming out with lots of good stuff.
This is kind of like one of those old boppets.
Yeah, it is.
Bop
It's
it.
just like
Turn it.
squeeze it, light it. That's just how people did work back in the day.
That was just regular
That's how
life.
get
You
it.
just were that stimulated by not wanting to die.
Yeah, we need things like that to get us going, like bop it. Anyways,
Bop it.
we'll check in with y'all later. Bye!